the traditional vests that they wear in the solid colors, the purple and the green, they're on kind of hangers hanging off of poles. We see blankets that are all rolled up. They're also red and green. We're sticking with this color motif of purple and red and green throughout almost everything that we see, from paintings now to the clothing. We've seen them all wear it, but now we're in a marketplace where I would expect to see something more vibrant, something more interesting carpets or things like that. No, it's all still red and green and purple.
So immediately in that whole market scene, because most of what's in the market scene is chimpanzees, I couldn't help but feel in the 60s were they trying to evoke the hippie movement, and were chimpanzees somehow equated to the hippies, because you would have these communal type situations where they would sell their things and it would be clothing. It felt very peace, love, and happiness to me. It didn't feel like a typical marketplace. So just a possible little aside for the chimps, I just wonder what they're trying to do with it.
Well, the items that we saw the blankets, we saw the vests, we saw fruits, various fruits. We also saw baskets and what looked like kind of similar simian earthenware, or we didn't see anything artistic. There was everything in here was very, very, very basic,
very functional
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The fruits didn't look very familiar either. They were kind of banana-esque. There were some green fruits. There were some melons.
Later on, you'll be able to see a little better.
I was about to say, we'll get into fruits and vegetables very soon.
Next minute, I think. Yeah, I didn't know you were talking about pausing. Whenever I paused it to make notes, I actually paused it at 56:35, and that's the point where Taylor has hit the gorilla off the horse, but his poncho flies open. You can see that Charlton Heston is wearing a G-string in that shot.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So we got a little ass. So we got a little Charlton Heston ass. So he runs to the market, jumps over some things. He grabs a support stick off of one of the tent cart things, causing the awning to kind of fall down. Mm-hmm. He then takes that same stick on an approaching horse. He whacks the horse, or whacks the guy.
And this is another 10-second shot from starting to hitting the guy on the horse to running up the ladder and off there is another 10 seconds, which isn't a long time, but when you're examining 1 minute at a time, that's a sixth of this whole shit.
And in today's standard, that's a long time, because how would you shoot it today? You would have him take the stick, as he swung, it would cut to a different shot, and as he fell, and then it would
flying off.
And then if he's running up that ladder, it cut up top of the ladder as he's running up it.
Well, that guy just didn't fall off the horse. That guy did a flip. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you noticed that.
Off of the stick?
Off of the horse.
I mean, getting hit by the stick. When
he whacked him on the horse, that guy leaps off to the left side of the horse and actually dives down onto the screen like he's head diving onto the ground. He didn't fall. He flipped off the horse. We don't see him land because the shot is cut, so you don't see it. But he would have fallen onto his back, hopefully on a mat of some type. Hopefully. So we're actually now getting into.
So I got to go home and watch this minute.
Stunt choreography. That man flew. Like, he came off that horse. he didn't just fall off the horse.
It always makes me wonder, did they have some kind of string helping him pull him?
Because I actually comment he flips upside down. I'm in my notes here. Because
they had to do that to give Heston enough time to run around and run up this ladder and all that.
The ladder's made of bamboo.
It is, and again, that's a weird staging, though, putting the horse in front of the ladder, because I wasn't alone in thinking it looks like he's going
to run up and mount the horse.
Yeah, it does. And to use the horse right away.
And the horse would have made more sense to get on the horse and ride away, at least hopefully get away. But if he runs away, then we don't.
And then we get some more of this awesome rope net technology not doing its job again.
God.
So he runs up the bamboo ladder to a rooftop, and we get the sense that all of the buildings are now connected via these kind of like walkways.
Yes. Kind of like New York City.
We don't see any people using these walkways. We only ever see Taylor and the police officers that are chasing him. We never see people kind of walking along those.
There are subsequent minutes in a different location where I thought some of the set design was similar, and I'll remind me when we get inside the museum. I'll make a comment about that.
All right. So he climbs up the ladder.
Wait, there's a museum at some point?
Shut up, Sean. You've seen it.
As he climbs up the rooftop, another police officer throws a net at him, right?
Yes, of course.
Poorly. Was this the one where he throws it over his head, or was that a little bit later?
I think it's a little bit later.
So that's like that guy Oh, well, we aren't to that. That isn't in.
Oh, that's right. No, okay, no, yeah. He comes up. He's walking down. He's walking down the rooftop walkway, the very narrow walkway. The police officer comes from the right. The police officer is throwing the net, and then we get this fantastic Taylor jump where we see him
like
jumping
a
15, story.
Yeah, a good 15 feet.
And it was
it is not Charlton Heston doing that jump.
But they spent a moment. They really spent a moment showing you how brutal it was for him to jump off of this, because we see the guy land. We see that
hard impact.
They didn't put the sound in there, but it was a tough jump.
But
from now on, when I watch it, I will hear you going. Ugh.
But yeah, that was a point where Heston said, "I will take a pass on this one."
And then the net is thrown at him, and the net misses him. But that was very obvious of the guy. They really wanted him to jump that one story down and land on his human feet.
Are there like gorillas specifically tasked with net duty, or is this their equivalent of a gun? Because I can't see that being a very useful tool to stop you. Whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah,
whoosh,
when he starts doing like tossing a pizza. And,
or is it like a canine unit where only certain of them are net duty? Because I just can't see a flatfoot walking around with a net over their shoulder. Hey, what's going on? Don't make me use this. Don't make me use this, man. I will pull it out on you.
When we think about our police officers, we think about what they carry. Yeah. Handcuffs, baton, gun, taser. Mm-hmm. What trouble are these apes getting into that they need?
They got to be netted all the time.
And whips.
So are they police? Or did they?
Or are they military guards or something?
They've been called in because of Taylor's promotion.
Human activities. They oversee that. Did they also police the chimps and the orangutans? Or they wouldn't police the orangutans. Therefore, you want to now talk about the hierarchical part of that system. Orangutans, and it would actually be gorillas.
And then chimps.
Chimps are like the lowest rung on the ladder, period. Mm-hmm. So we're approaching the end, and I have a note that is for the very last second of this minute. Does anybody else have notes they want to throw in here?
Yeah, well, my last note, my last note is for a second. Whenever the Taylor took off between the two buildings and the two cops or gorillas on horseback came up, and I thought for sure they were going to pull up short and go, "We can't go up there. We're around the building." You count them off with their bag. No, hell no. They just tear off straight up that building.
So what hit me exactly at the 57-minute mark? You get the perfect shot of the worst monkey masks you've ever seen in the world, where literally, if you freeze frame it, they look like somebody went to Party City.
And got their cheapest ones?
Because there is nothing stuck to the face. It is literally, you can find it, and its snout is kind of askew. The top and the bottom are like that, just off to the side. You can see that eyes are behind a mask. It is the work.
Wow.
Anybody that wants to be deep background extra.
I have to go back and watch this now.
And what I found shocking was it is truly a moment where they come camera positive right into it. Mm-hmm. Now it's brief, but still you're like, ugh.
Why not put a hero up at the front?
Yeah, put a hero mask here for that moment.
Well, let's go back to 1968, 1969 technology. You can't pause anything.
Yeah, you can't, but you're still, you're shooting.
You might get a blocking run of that already to know,
Your audience cannot pause.
Oh, you're saying your audience, but
your audience cannot pause and look at something.
However, this is where you're absolutely right. They don't have any technology to watch it at any point ever where they look at it. However, what I'm shocked by is when you shoot at this distance, I don't know what lens they put on it, but let's say it's no more than 20 feet. Somebody has tape measured that out for focal length. Somebody looked through that and said, "Oh, that looks like."
Not only that, somebody put that extra there.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
It's. I don't even care if that second unit. Somebody has to say that's bad. And you guys, if you go watch it, you'll see what I mean. It literally the gorilla pulls out and goes like that, and his face looks like. It's off to one side. It's just horrible.
Make that face again for this visual medium that we're doing.
Do you think this is because they're also hand cutting all the film? Do you think this is something that they didn't necessarily intend to be using, and the editors?
I wondered that
the editors using it to actually kind of link things together.
And again, I love how that works. That you're going to take things that should be on the cutting room floor because they work, and you pop them in here, and they really are no more than maybe 45 frames.
Yeah.
You put it there. You think no one will notice it. And you're right. That nowadays, also, we wouldn't have to worry about that because the current Planet of the Apes, all the apes are digital. We're not going to worry about that makeup in the close-up. But it is horrific. There's one moment I know is coming very soon that is equally as bad.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
But this one, I challenge you guys, go home tonight and watch it. It's horrible.
All right. I think that's going to wrap it up for this 8-minute. We want to get our plugs in and say if you want to find our social media contact stuff, you can find that on MotaApes.com. You can get in touch with us at podcast@MotaApes.com. You can find Richard on Zeus Comics. You can find Todd trolling the web somewhere. And me, you won't find me anywhere. So for this minute, I'm Sean, and Richard and Todd say bye.
Bye.
The minute of the apes.